Did you know that SpaceX, the company founded by Elon Musk, is not just any space company? It has done some pretty amazing things that are changing the way we think about space travel. Today, we are going to explore some fascinating facts about SpaceX that you might not know. So sit back, relax, and let's start our journey into space. First off, have you ever heard of a rocket called the Falcon 9? This is one of SpaceX's most famous rockets. But what makes it so special? Well, the Falcon 9 is designed to be reusable. Yes, you heard that right. Reusable. Most rockets are used only once because they burn up or crash into the ocean after launch. But the Falcon 9 can land back on Earth, get cleaned up, and be used again for another flight. This makes space travel much cheaper and more efficient. Imagine being able to recycle something as big as a rocket. Speaking of rockets, let's talk about another one called the Falcon Heavy. This rocket is even more powerful than the Falcon 9 and is one of the most powerful rockets in the world today. In fact, during one of its first test flights, it carried a Tesla Roadster, a real car, into space. The car is now orbiting around the sun, with a space mannequin named Starman sitting in the driver's seat. Isn't that cool? Now, you might be wondering, why does SpaceX launch these rockets anyway? Well, one of their big missions is to take cargo and astronauts to the International Space Station, or ISS for short. The ISS is like a giant science lab that floats in space. Astronauts from all over the world live and work there, doing experiments that help us learn more about space and how to live there. SpaceX made history in 2020 when they launched the first ever commercial spacecraft carrying astronauts to the ISS. This mission was called Crew Dragon Demo 2. And it was the first time since 2011 that astronauts launched from American soil. Before this, NASA had to use Russian rockets to get to the ISS. So SpaceX helped America get back in the space game. But that's not all SpaceX is doing. They are also working on a project called Starlink. What's Starlink, you ask? Starlink is a collection of many small satellites that SpaceX is sending into space to provide internet coverage to people all around the world, even in places where it's hard to get internet today. These satellites orbit the Earth and beam down internet signals to special dishes on the ground. It's like having Wi-Fi in space. You might see bright dots in the night sky that look like a string of pearls moving across. Those are probably Starlink satellites. There are already thousands of them up there, and SpaceX plans to launch even more in the future. This could change the way we connect to the internet forever. Another exciting project SpaceX is working on is called Starship. Starship is a new kind of spacecraft that is being designed to take people to the Moon, Mars, and even beyond. SpaceX's dream is to make space travel like air travel today, where you could hop on a spaceship and fly to another planet. It sounds like something out of a science fiction movie, but SpaceX is working hard to make it a reality. Imagine one day being able to go on a vacation to Mars. It might sound far-fetched, but with companies like SpaceX pushing the boundaries, who knows what the future might hold? To wrap things up, SpaceX is doing some pretty amazing things that are changing how we think about space and the possibilities it holds for us. From reusable rockets to internet satellites and plans to take humans to Mars, SpaceX is on a mission to make space travel a part of everyday life. So the next time you look up at the night sky, remember that there are rockets and satellites up there, some of them from SpaceX, working hard to bring space a little closer to home. Thanks for joining us on this journey through the stars. Keep exploring, and we'll see you next time with more interesting facts and stories.